Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Doctokpodcast. I'm your host, Dr. MJ.
What it is. And I am
You're a host too. We're both hosts.
Dr. AJ.
We always have this problem, man. You're older. You're the better looking. You're the smarter. You're everything. I'll give it to you every time.
All I needed to hear.
That's all it is.
That's all I needed to hear.
Mom
Thank
tells
you.
you that all the time.
That's it. That's all I need. I'll just need my mom to say.
What are we doing today, man? Tell me.
Today we are doing. So we were just going over these like Reddit stories, and I found one that's kind of funny actually.
Like we're gonna read the comments and stuff too?
Well,
Or-
I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read the
Okay.
story, and the title is "Am I the Asshole?"
Okay.
Okay, and so I'm gonna read it, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Okay, I think this is pretty interesting. So the story is: Am I the asshole for telling my dad to stop introducing himself as a doctor in a hospital?
Okay.
I know it's pretty funny.
Was he at work? Okay, he'll tell us.
yeah.
Okay, read it.
My dad has a PhD in law and introduces himself as a doctor to pretty much every new person he meets. I don't really care about this either way. He earned the degree and has a right to carry that title. The exception is he does it at the hospital, which always leads to confusion. He'll do it to strangers in the waiting room who also assume he's a medical doctor and start explaining things to him in this complicated medical jargon that neither of us understand. Obviously, he always corrects people who make this assumption. But seeing that this literally happens every time I go with him, I asked him to stop. He got mad at me and said that he absolutely wouldn't do that. He's as much of a doctor as anyone working in a hospital. He grew up in Germany, and he says that it's very normal for people with any doctorate to carry that title in all settings. Many people will even put it in their doorbell. Am I the asshole for saying he should stop doing this?
First of all, have you ever seen the show Friends?
Yes.
You ever seen the episode where Ross goes in the hospital to see Rachel's dad after the heart attack?
No.
He goes, "Hey, I'm Dr. Ross Geller."
Yeah.
And then Rachel tells him, "Hey, Ross, that means something here. Like,
Yeah.
don't introduce yourself as a doctor. You're a PhD."
Hi, excuse me, I'm here to see my father. My name is Rachel Green.
And I'm Dr. Ross Geller.
Ross, please, this is a hospital, okay? That actually means something here.
Yeah.
Look, I don't blame him. He's a PhD. He wants to use it, but just don't use it in the hospital setting, maybe. I don't know. People are going to take this personal.
No, I just think that,
sensitive.
okay, yes, he is a doctor, but you use that doctor, that PhD in the setting if you're teaching, if you're whatever it is at work. But in the hospital, if you're not a medical doctor or a DO, a doctor of osteopathic medicine, then I don't think he
But he's
should say
okay.
it.
But hang on. This is what they would say.
Yeah.
If I'm introducing myself to a nurse, we're not discussing a medical topic. We're not discussing anything medical. And I say, "Hey, my name is Dr. Tom. Is there something wrong if I'm a PhD?"
There's nothing wrong with it, but not when he's speaking medical jargon and stuff about medicine in the hospital.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But is he like dressed like a doctor, or is he just dressed like a regular person?
Well, to him, it doesn't matter. To him, he's a doctor.
Like he can't legally give advice either, right?
Legally, he can't.
I mean, he should.
I mean, okay,
He's
unless
let's
he
name
has
him,
a PhD.
Let's
in a
name him Ross
specific-
Geller.
Ross
Dr.
Geller.
Ross Geller.
Fine, we'll
Okay.
name him Ross Geller. Dr.
Okay.
Ross Geller. So unless he has, a PhD in physics and calculus and chemistry, whatever it is, yes, he could say I'm Dr. So-and-so, Ross Geller, at, where he teaches or where he's actually
What if he's
working.
a doctor in psych?
Then he can still do that.
I mean, that's the whole point of
But
this,
this is
right?
a hospital,
What are
right?
some
Yeah.
comments saying? Let's read some
So
comments.
let's read over some comments, okay?
This is what people
All
are
right.
saying in the comments.
All right, so, okay, look at this guy. NTA, I don't know what that stands for. Fellow PhD holder here. Don't introduce yourself as Dr. OP. Dad, I don't know what that means. Nobody is impressed. It makes you look like a tool. In the classroom where you are teaching. At an academic conference, fine. Not
That's
at a
what you said.
hospital. It's not cute or clever. It is the most awkward non-flex ever.
Oh, I love that. That's actually a good way to say
That's
it.
actually pretty awesome.
I mean, even like myself, I'm an MD, and I don't go like, "Hey, I'm Dr. Jabawi." Like, "Hey, I'm NJ." Like, I don't really go around saying doctor. Like,
You
I
don't do that sometimes?
I mean, not really. You do that.
When it's needed.
Yeah.
When it's needed.
Like,
When
what
you're
is the
trying to make it-
scenario in-
when okay, so like that guy just said, when I'm trying to flex,
Yeah.
I'll flex.
You say I'm a doctor.
Yeah, but you've flexed before. I can
don't-
think about
I don't-
5 different places
Nah,
you've
I
flexed
don't really
before.
flex that
You
much.
sure?
Only place I flex
You
is
sure?
in the
Hold
gym,
on.
baby
So okay,
boy.
let's go back to the BMW dealer. You didn't flex at the BMW dealer?
Hang on. Okay, time out.
I'm just saying.
If it benefits me,
Yeah.
okay, I'll give you
So
an
you're
example.
flexing.
I'll give you an example. Okay, wait, slow down.
Okay.
If a cop pulls me over,
You're gonna use it. You're gonna use it, right? I know you're gonna
like
use
if a
it.
cop pulls me over, is like, "How you doing, sir?" "Yeah, I'm Dr. Jabawi. Nice
Yeah,
to meet
yeah,
you."
he's
You
like,
know,
"I'm
it
already
does
going to the
help me.
hospital." Yeah.
Like, and if I'm like, hey, there's scenarios I don't want to use it. Like if I'm buying a car, I don't
Yeah.
want to use that. They're gonna ring up the price.
You're right. I agree.
I'm not a doctor when I'm trying to save money.
I agree, but I
Yeah.
remember loud and clear. You were with me one time. You had your BMW M4 before you got your Tesla, and you were arguing with some guy at the BMW dealer about, I am a doctor. Do you not understand what I could do to you? You know,
Yeah.
it's like, did
I
you
was
do that?
being Ross Geller at that moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you did pull that card.
Okay. Sometimes when people don't respect you and they argue, okay. I don't use it a lot though, right? Okay. There's a difference. Like I don't introduce myself as that. Like if I have to use it and pull it out, I'll use the card, but I don't introduce myself. He's introducing
Yeah,
himself.
but to defend himself in this situation is if he's in the hospital,
Yeah.
maybe he wants to flex a little bit to show, hey, I'm a doctor also, so maybe you can give me some
But like
information.
that guy
or maybe
said,
you
it's
can
not the
respect-
okay. You ready? You flex. You're a PhD. You come into the hospital, right? Introduce yourself, Ross Geller, right?
Hey, I'm Dr. Ross Geller.
Hey, nice to meet you, Ross
Yeah.
Geller. Yeah. Can you tell me about cardiomyopathy?
Wait, well, what does that have to do with
Oh,
anything?
but you're a doctor. You're
No, I'm
telling me
here.
you're a doctor.
Maybe I'm here to see another friend of mine or a patient.
But you
That's a
you
friend of
introduce
mine.
yourself as a doctor, right?
But yeah, because I am a doctor.
Yeah.
So do you see? How are you going to argue that?
Yeah, you can't really argue
You
it.
can't. I'm a doctor. It's not a
But do you
medical
have to,
question
like-
or a quiz.
But honest to God, when you meet people, do you introduce yourself as doctor? Like in the first line?
It depends.
Give me a scenario.
If I am at, a place where I don't know a lot of people,
Yeah.
I would probably flex my MD.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just think that it's a status.
You worked hard for it.
Yeah, I think it's a
But
status,
that's
like
what
you
he's
said.
saying.
Yeah, he worked hard for his PhD
Yeah.
in chemistry or whatever it is that or
Well, and by the way, guys, for all the people that are going to get mad and go ahead and just, rip us apart in the comments, we respect PhDs. We love all doctors.
But
we're
we're
going to
not
get
saying
ripped
anything
apart.
bad about them. We're just trying to differentiate the difference between a PhD and an MD or a DO.
Yes.
You got MD, DO, PhDs.
Yeah, they're
different.
different.
Yeah,
they're
they're
doctors.
different.
But like that's the same thing as a dentist then, right? Can a dentist walk in a hospital and say he's a doctor? Can he?
Yes.
Why?
But you still got to call 911 if there's an emergency.
Exactly. So if I'm in the
I'm gonna get
hospital,
ripped by all the
but if I have a root canal, maybe I want to show off. Somebody has a root canal, bro.
If you need a root canal at that moment, then yes, maybe.
Dr. Price? Stu, you're a dentist. Hey, don't try and get fancy.
It's not fancy if it's true.
He's a dentist. Don't get too excited. And if someone has a heart attack, you should still call 911.
Read one more
I
comment.
got a lot of friends and family members. That are
Guys, we
dentists
love
that
you
are gonna
guys.
kill
Remember,
you.
it's just
Hey,
a
I still love
podcast.
you. We
Don't
still
get
gotta
mad
call
at us.
911.
We have so many doctors,
All right,
PhDs,
all right.
dentists,
Let's see-
pharmacists.
let's see another reaction.
We love all you guys, okay?
Let's see. Okay.
We're going to get ripped
This
apart
one says,
by the
okay.
cousins.
This one says, okay. This one will divide the Redditors. No. Would it make you an asshole? As far as I'm concerned, having a doctorate is very different from being a doctor. Yes, I know the doctorate honors you with that title, but declaring yourself a doctor in a hospital is stupid and actually pretty dangerous.
That's true, too. Because what if somebody passes out in front of you and we need a doctor?
Yeah.
So, by the way, that happened to me. Crazy story. No, I'm not exaggerating this
All right,
story.
tell me,
I was
tell
on a
me.
plane.
Okay.
A guy passes out.
Okay.
Seriously, passed out, okay? People freak out. This girl first comes up and she says, I'm a nurse. She starts doing chest compressions. Didn't
Yeah.
check if he had a pulse. Didn't check if he was breathing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Another guy, I'm a doctor. Was a PhD.
Yeah.
None of them knowing what they're doing. They could have killed the guy.
Yeah.
The guy was hypo. I got up there. They're like, we need a doctor. My wife's like, just go talk. So I go up and talk to them. I'm like, where's the wife?
Yeah.
I grab the wife. I'm like, tell me the history. She's like, oh, he's a diabetic. He's on insulin. I'm like, he's on insulin, for God's
Okay.
sake. I check his pulse. We give him orange juice and he lives,
Yeah.
The nurse is doing chest compressions. The PhD's trying to do chest. So yes, it can be dangerous. I'm not saying you don't know how to do CPR.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying there's certain steps that you might not know that we know. And using it in that scenario is not good. I
Okay,
agree.
so you used your doctor on a plane.
I saved his life, yes.
Okay, good.
Because they would have broke his ribs because they didn't
Okay.
check if he had a pulse. He had a
Yeah, I'm
pulse.
just saying, it's okay. So yes, you were flexing. Okay, great, fine.
I wasn't flexing. I was just trying to save somebody's life.
Okay, you saved
and I
his
agree in
life.
the scenario. If you're in a teaching environment, use your PhD. If you're an MD in a DO in a hospital, use it there. If you're a
Alright.
dentist in a dental office, use it there. That's fine.
Got it.
And if you're out in public, flex all you want.
All right. You're gonna like this next one now.
Let's do it.
All right. So we moved on for that. And if you guys have any other comments on those, go ahead and let us
We
know.
love you guys, by the way.
Yes.
Sorry.
All right. So this one is it's an NP student went behind my back. This is the title, by the way. NP student went behind my back, which is a nurse practitioner student. For those who don't know, went behind my back to cancel an order, and now my patient is in the ICU.
Oof. Oh, that's such a sensitive
Yeah,
topic.
yeah, this is gonna get.
We all have
kinda
so much
heated.
nurse practitioners.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
this
know,
is a
this is getting
sensitive
kinda
topic,
heated.
AJ.
Okay,
We gotta
well,
be very
okay. Listen,
careful.
I don't want.
Just read the
nobody
story.
should.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read the story. And
No
then
judgment, guys. Just leave it
read
how
the
it is.
story. Okay. So I have a patient who was admitted for orthostatic hypotension
Okay.
and general deconditioning and is a pretty heavy alcoholic. So naturally, he was on the CEWA protocol. He started going into withdrawals. At this point, he's in full DTs
Oof.
and
You
is
could die from that.
agitated to the point of aggression, requiring one-armed restraint. And the standing and PRN Ativan orders weren't enough for him, so I ordered an additional one-time 2 milligram Ativan. The NP student calls me. This isn't verbatim, but it's basically how it went. NP student. Why did you order that? It's not safe. Question mark.
Oof.
The
Oh.
doctor or the resident on call
Dangerous.
said
Dangerous.
it's fine for him and it's medically indicated. The NP student responds, no, he's getting too much. You need to cancel the order.
Ow. No. That's a big no, guys.
Me, the CEWA score is 31. He's in DTs. He absolutely requires this. NP student leaves and tells the bedside nurse to not give the Ativan.
Oh my God. Wait, but why would the bedside nurse listen to? Okay, sorry. Finish.
Somehow,
intense.
it's going to get some more info coming
Oh
in.
man.
Then, so the NP student leaves it and tells the bedside nurse to go to not give the Ativan.
Okay.
Then goes and cancels the order without telling me or anyone on my team.
I'm stressed out. Like that. You're
Well,
stressing me
my
out, bro.
patient gets so delirious that at this point thinks the snake is in his bed, needs to join him on the basketball field, and pulls out his IV and tries to get out of bed.
And they're
Imme-
strong in that point,
Yeah.
by the way.
Ho-
I've been
ho-
tackled by one.
Immediately gets syncopal, falls, gets tangled up in his restraint, and smashes his body into the bed and his head against the bed rail. Now he's in the ICU. So then he added some edits. I've already filed the so edit. You all have convinced me. I've already filed the report. Thanks for everybody's advice. So he filed the report. Our team's plan was to closely monitor and decide if he needed to be transferred to the ICU today for Ativan GTT. There's a high chance he would have ended up in the ICU anyways, but without falling out of the bed and hitting his head. So, what do you think? What do you think about this?
First of all, I think this is why it's so important to have a good relationship with your nurse practitioner.
Yes,
That's the number one step, right?
I agree.
So you can tell just based off of what they're going through that there's some drama and there's some tension of degrees and who is more powerful, okay? So first thing, throw that out the window, right?
Yeah.
Patient safety is first, number one. And the only way patient safety is going to be made is if you're on the same page and on the same team, all right? Number one. Number two, if that patient dies, the first person that's going to be hit is the doctor. Nurse practitioner will be involved.
Yeah, of course.
But the doctor will be, and if he's in court, the doctor's first going to ask, the judge is going to ask him,
Yep,
why didn't you give him that dose?
Yeah, exactly.
The nurse practitioner is going to have to answer to that. 3, the nurse practitioner, not in a disrespectful way, should always communicate with the doctor and kind of respect his decision.
Of course, especially
if
attending.
his decision, if he's attending and that's his decision, and something happens to the patient, that's the doctor's decision.
Yep.
You know
Exactly.
So, and this does happen a lot, man.
it does,
You know?
it does.
And the question is the nurse practitioner a nurse practitioner with 30
So
years
the nurse
experience?
practitioner student
Oh no, please stop.
that had privileges, that had
No,
that
if it was like a 30-year, like she's been a nurse practitioner for 30 years, and the other guy's an intern, okay, that's different, right? Wait, that's dangerous. That's bad.
So
What are some of the comments?
Let's read some of the comments here.
Yeah,
so,
the nurses are gonna eat it alive.
yeah. So what kind of idiot thinks 2 milligram lorazepam is going to be unsafe for someone in full blown DTs? Yeah, for real. Like, how's that unsafe?
At that point,
yeah.
DTs are gonna kill him. You got to
Exactly.
bring him back.
Not even a bedside nurse would question that, which is true.
Which is the bedside nurse is incorrect too, because
yeah, I think she should have confirmed with the attending. physician before putting in
100%. What do you
any
mean?
orders. Yeah.
You go call
Yeah.
back the doctor and say, hey,
Yeah.
your nurse practitioner is saying not to do it.
But you know what the issue is that sometimes at 4 o'clock in the morning, the doctor's sleeping, they don't want to reach the doctor, or the nurse.
But it's a good case to talk about, though.
Yeah, no, it is. So let me read some more here. Med students literally can't do this at every hospital I've worked at. If a med student is given ordering privileges, it's practically always a flagged order that needs to be signed by a senior or else fall into an eternal bliss or whatever. I can't even begin to rationalize the idea of giving NP students ordering privileges. I don't think that's completely that's horrible. You should not be giving NP students privileges at all. Another one.
This is a power trip. This is not you can't do this.
So this one's a third-year resident. This guy said this is 100% unacceptable. The absolute obris.
Some people are gonna
Habreeze, I don't
misspell
know,
some stuff.
it's
It's
misspelled, of that student overriding a senior's orders out of ignorance. How does an NP student even have that access to cancel an order? There are so many things wrong here that complaints need to be filed with the hospital and with the NP student school.
The NP needs to be kicked out of that rotation.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh, no, they'll be kicked out of school.
Period.
At that point.
You do not
They
trust
should
it
be
because that's
kicked out of
somebody's
school.
life. At the end of the day, when you talk about, I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse, it doesn't matter. Is the
Yeah.
patient safe?
Yeah, it's
For
all
me,
about
honestly,
patient
that's,
safety.
I really don't even care. Doctor, like, if they're right, they're right.
Well,
you know?
if I would rather, if there is something
Prove
that
it.
I'm making a mistake as a doctor, if
Let me
there's
know it's
something
okay.
I'm doing and the nurse practitioner student says, hey, Dr. Jabawi, this is actually what is supposed to be done. I think this is incorrect. Then yes, prove it to me. Show me. You're
Agreed.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
But if it's indicated,
And then you go tell
and-
the nurse, and you're a student.
and then you cancel the
big
order,
no-no, big no.
yeah,
Don't
that's
do that,
something-
guys. Especially, you know.
yeah. So
We work with a lot of nurse practitioners, and they would never do this.
yeah.
So
All right. So yeah, man, that was pretty crazy, right? I mean,
if you guys really like this Reddit, I actually love this. I
Yeah.
did not think I would like it, but I love it. And
Yeah.
if you guys love it, let us know in the comments. I'm
Yep.
looking at you. Yes. Go in the comments. Let us know what you want us to talk about and what videos you want us to do. I know you like the reaction, Reddit, whatever it is.
Reddit.
Get involved and make sure you subscribe to Doc Talk. Love you guys.
Perfect. All right, brother. I'll see you next time.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, man. Peace.